So this story took place back in 1984 when my friend Pat got his leg and thigh, his whole leg, crushed by his uncle as they were working on the house or moving or something. I don't remember the exact specifics, but he was pretty mad at his uncle after that. He was in a cast up to his thigh. And I went over his house to see him, and he said, "Why don't you come over? I'm not doing anything, and let's play Dungeons and Dragons." And I said, I'd never really heard of Dungeons and Dragons before, but this was, back before computers. So we had dice, and you made up your own dungeons, and everything was kind of imaginary in your head. So he was going to be the dungeon master, and I was going to, be the guy who goes through the dungeon and all that. And so he taught me all this, and he was in a cast for quite some time. So while he was in a cast, I'd always had this curiosity about this abandoned hotel in Mount Clemens, Michigan. And Mount Clemens, Michigan, as I had done some research on it, back in the early 1900s, was a place where they had mineral baths. And it became quite famous for people going to these hotels and taking these mineral baths. And so this hotel, it was called the Colonial Hotel, and it was abandoned and had been for several years. It was a 5-story hotel, a huge hotel. And so I decided we were going to do Dungeons and Dragons in real life and go through this hotel because I was really curious about it. I was curious enough to go to the library and start to do research on this hotel while he was laid up. And so he got better, and we decided we would go, and it was probably late February, maybe early March, something like that. I still remember it was cold. And we were just going to go and scope out the outside of the hotel, just the outside, because we were looking for ways in, but we weren't going to go in. We had made a pact with each other. And so we started scoping out the outside of it, and about 500 feet in the back of the area of the hotel, there was this little house, kind of sunk in, but it was still there, visible, and we went there, and of course we found something that in that little house, which was steps leading down, and we could hear water was dripping, but we noticed that there was a tunnel there. So we said we weren't going to go in, but of course, hey, you got your lighter on you? Yeah, you got your lighter on you? Sure. All right, let's go in. So we went in, and we made our way through the tunnel, and it was pretty scary. Just having lighters were pretty stupid. But we got to the area where the baths are, and we could kind of tell, this was all run down. I mean, if a horror movie would have, occurred at that point, it would have been in that area where we were at, there. That was a perfect setting. And so we got in, and I don't know where we were, but we were still down in the basement area where they had the mineral baths. And his lighter goes out, and there's no gas left in his lighter. And it's cold. It's probably, about, as cold as it is out here now. And my hands start shaking because we don't have gloves because we're really smart and we were prepared for this. So my hands start shaking and my lighter goes out. Yeah. And we're in this room, and it's the blackest black I have ever experienced in my life. I mean, literally, the hand in front of your face, yeah, that was us. We could not see it. We could not see each other, and we're swearing at each other. You asshole, you know what? Get the lighter. I can't get the lighter. My lighter's dead. Blah, blah, blah. And he goes, get the lighter. And I'm trying to get the lighter. And as we, are fighting our way through this, and not admitting that we're scared, but we really are, we hear something upstairs. We hear noises upstairs. And this thing is supposed to be abandoned. So we finally get the lighter going, last-ditch effort, and we get out of there. And we decide we're going to come back, but this time we're armed we got knives, we got flashlights, we got backpacks, we've got, we've got everything that a good dungeon dragon person needs to go in and fight dragons and any other creatures that are going to pop up in our way. So we go back, and this is May now. We had waited till May. And so we went in the place, and it was early May, and we scoped that place out from top to bottom. And our curiosity would not let us leave no room untouched. And in the front was a player piano. Beautiful, gorgeous player piano. I don't know what age it was. But when we were in there, we heard some other noises as well. And it was clear someone was in the hotel while we were in the hotel. And we kind of got scared, and all the knives and all the the bravado kind of fell away. And we left that place and didn't go back in. But later, a few days later, I parked my car outside there, and I'm sitting there, and I'm smoking a cigarette, and I'm waiting, and I'm wondering, what am I going to do? How are we going to get this player piano? What are we going to do with all this information we just gathered? And I see two cop cars pull up in front of the hotel, and this is early morning. One of them has dogs. It's a police station, a station wagon with police dogs. They get out, they tear down the boarding that's on the front door. They're in there for a couple hours. I'm still watching them. They come back out, board it all back up, put the dogs in the way, go off, don't see them again. And that night, that hotel burned to the ground. Done, no hotel left. And that was it. Curiosity never satisfied.